And good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Washington Wrestle Talk podcast. I am your host, Mike. I have been drinking a little. Actually, I can't lie. I've been drinking a lot tonight, so I'm kind of inebriated right now. So, there's one thing I want to address tonight, and that is November 13th for Brutal Beauty's Cat Fight. We've got Ariel X versus Sarah Brooke. And I know Mark gave me some crap about voting for a draw because he had a Twitter poll on there. And, I really cannot decide a winner because, you gotta hear me out on this because I have seen Sarah do a cat fight. But, however, what I've seen of Ariel X, I've only seen her in her company with Evolve Fights and Ultimate Surrender and, things like that. So I really cannot decide on a winner of that fight. And, the opening fight, though, however, I've heard otherwise from other people, I will not name names, is the Daisy Ducati versus the London River fight. And Mark also posted a poll on Twitter as to who would win that fight. And a lot of people have said Daisy Ducati. Now, I voted for London because London is kind of, an unknown to me. I don't know how well she will perform, in this kind of environment. So I'm very curious to see what happens here. Just so you guys know, I will be podcasting live in LA that day, the 13th. I will be there I'm actually leaving work, my job, on the 12th, the evening of the 12th. And so I will be in Los Angeles from the evening of the 12th, the 13th, and I leave the 14th. So I haven't decided when I'm going to leave on the 14th. However, I'm thinking I'm going to fly with Alaska Airlines because they not only take care of you, but they also give you a free Starbucks coffee. So, yeah, I think I'm going to go with that. Other than that, we had Tilly's Town have a big cat fight on the 19th, and I'm not going to spoil it. You just have to go support, Tilly and all the cat fights that she produces. And while you're at it, go and support, Brutal Beauty's Cat Fight League. Go and support Sweet Fights, because we're all here to support each other. As much shit is being talked on social media, we're all here for each other. We have to support each other. If we don't support each other, then none of us can really grow and become bigger. So, yeah, go and support Brutal Beauty's Catfighting League. Contact my brother from another mother, Mark Gagliardi. Contact Tilly on Twitter. And, of course, contact Sweet Fights on Twitter as well. So, with that in mind, we're just in for a great next couple of months. And of course, I gotta say hi to my 4 favorite people out there, and I'm talking about my Outcast brothers and sisters. I gotta say hi to Chloe and Kat and Delight, and of course, I gotta say hi to Mark. But there's also Sarah that I gotta say hi to. So, Sarah, how are you? Hi. Now, onto the professional wrestling bit of the podcast. Of course, this week was the final week of SmackDown Live on the USA Network. They will debut on Fox next Friday. And one match is 2 matches are confirmed. Right now we have Kofi Kingston taking on Brock Lesnar for the WWE Championship. And we also have Kevin Owens versus Shane McMahon in a ladder match. If Kevin Owens wins, then Shane McMahon is fired. If Shane wins, then Kevin Owens is fired. So that's going to be an interesting match, to say the least. Of course, another big topic of conversation has been NXT. Now, NXT just debuted on the USA Network. For right now, though, the past 2 weeks, it's been on, Hour 1 has been on the USA Network, and Hour 2 has been on the WWE Network. But starting next Wednesday, it will be a full 2-hour episode on the USA Network, and they're going to compete with AEW Dynamite. Now, Cody Rhodes is saying AEW's Dynamite is going to do monster ratings on TNT, blah, blah, blah. Now, TNT has not been a real ratings winner for wrestling. They don't have a good track record for that. Look at Monday Nitro. I mean, granted, Nitro beat Raw in the ratings for like 84 consecutive weeks, and then it just got stale. So let's just see what happens. This is the new Wednesday Night War with NXT and AEW. I think NXT's got the better talent base. AEW, granted, they've got Kenny Omega, the Young Bucks, Cody, Adam Page. Basically, when I think of AEW, I think it's the old Bullet Club Elite, and that's what they were called, because they still have their YouTube show called Being the Elite. But half the roster they've got is all their friends. Like Brandon Cutler and Jungle Boy. Of course, Jungle Boy is the son of the late Luke Perry. And they've also got WWE outcasts like Luchasaurus and Chris Jericho and John Moxley. So let's just see how well AEW combats, NXT. So Hell in the Cell is coming up in a week from this Sunday. Right now, there's only been 3 matches announced. You've got the Universal Champion Seth Rollins against the Fiend Bray Wyatt, who's got a gimmick that I'm really, really loving right now. I mean, the Firefly Funhouse, you gotta watch that stuff. And right now on WWE Shop, they're selling the puppets of, Mercy the Buzzard and Abby the Witch and Ramblin' Rabbit and the Devil Boss. They're selling the Bray Wyatt Fiend replica mask and the gloves that Bray Wyatt wears, which has the words hate and heal on them. So you've got Bray Wyatt versus Seth Rollins in the Hell in a Cell. You've got Becky Lynch versus Sasha Banks in the Hell in a Cell. And as of last night, you've got Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns taking on the team of Eric Rowan and Luke Harper. Those are the only 3 matches that have been announced for the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. So, either Monday, which is the season premiere of Raw, which we will have Cedric Alexander versus AJ Styles for the United States Championship, or Friday, we might see we might hear of new matches announced for the pay-per-view. We will find out here in, because we've got a little over a week. And 3 matches, that's not enough for me to actually tune in and watch. So, with that in mind, folks, I am actually going to go to bed here because it's kind of late for me here. And I have been drinking. It's been a very bad week for me at work. So I felt I needed to cut loose tonight. And, you know, I gotta give a shout out again to Chloe, and another one to Mark. Um, and just so you know, I am bringing chaos, rum, and Crocs. I'm gonna bring my Crocs to Los Angeles. So you guys have been warned. All right, guys. Thank you for listening to this episode. Go back and listen to all my other episodes. Either go on Spreaker, iHeartRadio, Spotify, TuneIn, iTunes, Blueberry, or wherever you get your podcast fix. You can listen even in on Alexa anytime you choose. Check out my website at WashingtonWrestleTalk.com. Email me for any guests that you want to hear on the show. Email address is WashingtonWrestleTalk@gmail.com. And again, thank you so much for being being the most awesome fan base. I love you all. Have a great evening. I will talk to you later.